Hey, everybody. Today we're talking about one of my favorite things to talk about, and that is how to find your target audience. The only reason why I say this is my favorite is because it really is the foundation of every single thing you do in your business, every single piece of content that you put out, every sales page that you write, the programs that you create. It really is step one in everything. And so if you don't have this clear, your business is not going to succeed the way you want it to. And someone asked me, how do I find my target audience? So I know some of you have that question as well, and that's what we're talking about today, so stick around. You're listening to Marketing Tips with Meliss podcast.
Welcome to Marketing Tips with Meliss podcast. And now your host, Meliss Jakubovic.
When it comes to finding your target audience, literally nothing else matters until you get clear on this. Now, if you're brand new in business, it might be a little bit harder to get clear because you don't really know what you're comparing this to and you haven't tested it. You haven't had the opportunity to go back and tweak things, but you've got to start somewhere. And if you're just brand new in business, this is where you start. And if you're not brand new in business, no matter how long you've been in business, this is something you need to go back to all the time. Here at Meliss Marketing, we refine our target market every 3 months, once a quarter. That's how important it is because things change over time and the understandings and the behaviors and the language, all of that changes as society changes or as social media changes. So really getting clear on your target market is the catalyst for literally everything else you want to do. And if you already have a lot of offers out there and you already have sales pages, maybe you've got a webinar or a challenge or something like that, and it's not converting, I highly recommend you go back to this, go back to the basics, and you can focus in on who am I trying to reach and what are they thinking? So I want to break this down a little bit for you today. When it comes to finding your target audience, there are a few things you really want to think about. And first is to analyze your current client base. So let's say you already have some clients. Let's analyze what they all have in common as far as who they are, what they're feeling, what they like, and we'll go into that a little bit later in this episode, but just analyze who you're already helping. And the best way to do this is to ask them. Have some time to put together some interview questions and go interview your top 5% of your clients because ultimately you want to find more of those top high quality clients. So you want to hone in on that top 5% or maybe the top 10% of your clients and just ask them, hey, can I have 20 minutes of your time and can I just ask you a few questions for market research and interview them and find out where they are and what they're feeling and why they joined your program and what they all have in common. If they're your top 5 or 10%, they're going to be very happy to help you with this. I have found that my top 5 or 10% of my clients always want to be supportive. They love the content I put out. They love the programs that they've been through, and they're very happy to help. So you don't have to feel uncomfortable about this. You could just say, hey, you are my top 5% of my clients, and therefore I want to interview you. Would that be okay with you? And honestly, just by saying that, they're probably going to be like, oh my goodness, I'm the top 5. Yes, I'd love to help. So analyze your current client base and ask them questions. Now, you need to be able to identify who your current market is. And if you don't have any current clients, then I want you to think about who you used to be because your target market is usually who you used to be. And just start there. Again, this is something that changes over time, so just pick a point where you're going to start. And if you're brand new and you're just thinking about who you used to be, then in 3 months' time or 6 months' time, you can go back and analyze who your current clients are. So start somewhere and move forward. It's all about taking action. Then you want to describe what your audience's pain points are. What are they struggling with? And you really want to get deep on this. You don't want to just say they're overwhelmed. That is way too vague. What does that mean they're overwhelmed? Are they stressed out about money? Are they stressed out about time? Are they stressed out about their health? What overwhelms them? Is it that they have to take care of their family and their work? Is it that they are in a relationship that feels tumultuous and they don't know what to do? What is overwhelm? Overwhelm is just a blanket statement, and that's not really going to pinpoint the problem. And you want to pinpoint the problem so that when you're creating content and you're talking to them, they feel like you're speaking directly to them, like you are in their heads. You can't be in their heads if you don't know what they're thinking. So I want you to really focus on those pain points from the direction of where they are, what they're thinking, not what you think they're thinking. So really get clear on that. And that really means the language that they're using so that you can throw that language back out. And then they're like, whoa, she really gets me. So what are those pain points? When it comes to running a business that is actually profitable, many entrepreneurs find themselves making costly mistakes and leave thousands of dollars on the table each month. Join my Get Client Sales Sprint right now. In this interactive sales sprint, I'll challenge you daily for 3 weeks with actions that get you closer to your next client and guide you through all the steps you need to follow in order to have a business that actually grows your bank account. If you aren't profitable, you have an expensive hobby, and it's time to change that now. Time to pay yourself the big bucks, my dear. Get yourself into the Get Client Sales Sprint today at getclientssalesprint.com. See you there. You also want to look at what the industry trends are right now, because your target market might be one type of thing, and then the industry shifts a little bit, and your target market will shift with that trend. So just be aware of what's going on around you. Maybe it's the political climate, or maybe you're just looking at the trends to see what's popular right now, what's trending, and if there's a way that you can focus your efforts to make that better, to step into the market as someone who's similar to someone else, but doing it much better. And then you can analyze your competitors. Now, I don't like to call them competitors. I call them coworkers, but that's because I'm a service-based business. So I believe there's an abundance of leads everywhere, and there can be millions of people who do what I do, but the people who are attracted to me are the ones that are going to come work with me. And so I feel like everyone's like a colleague or a coworker, not really a competitor. But you want to look at them to see what they're doing, what's working, what are they saying that's getting a lot of engagement versus what are they saying that's not, and how can you stand out and do it better. It's all about being different, being unique, having that unique sales proposition, that unique value proposition, and understanding that there are people out there that want you because of you, but still being aware of what else is out there. And then you want to create what some people call an avatar or your dream client. I like to call them a dream client. You might also hear the word persona. And this is where you are putting together a fake person, just this imaginary friend of yours that you can help. Maybe you give them a name, you understand where they are, you give them a backstory. Where did they come from? What were they struggling with in childhood? Where are they now in their life? And where do they like to shop? And where do they like to read? And where do they get their news from? And how do they find time to create experiences? And what type of experiences do they enjoy? And you create this type of person so that when you are writing content or you're thinking about your program, you are thinking about this dream client, this one person. And all of your marketing efforts are towards her or him, and you give them a name so it feels really real. And that's how you'll define who your target market is. But you also want to look at who your target market isn't. And I think we overlook this step a little bit, but it's important to understand not everybody is going to be your dream client. And so what are those things that a person may have or do or feel or believe that would totally knock them out of the running, that they would not be a dream client for you? And make sure you know what those are, because you don't want to work with people that are out of alignment with your beliefs. For example, if you are a minority of some sort, you don't want to work with people who hate that type of minority. That would be a total misalignment. So you want to work with people who make you feel good and that you know you can help. So define who those people aren't so you avoid them. Another really important thing that you want to consider is where they are hanging out. Where is this dream client of yours going to find you? Is it going to be offline in networking events? Is it going to be at conventions like entrepreneur conventions or mom conventions? Or is it going to be online in specific Facebook groups? Or is it going to be on Instagram? So you need to understand where they hang out so that you can be there. You want to show up where they are. So make sure you know where they are so you know where to hang out, and that's where they're going to find you. And then just remember that this is a flowing, evolving thing. So whatever you say today is not set in stone. You can go out into the world and try to find your dream client that you've figured out today. And then 3 months from now, you may want to go back and revise. And I highly recommend that you do, because you're going to learn things along the way. Maybe you thought it was this type of person and you started talking to all these types of people and you realized, whoa, this is a lot of heavy stuff they're dealing with. That's not really the direction I wanted to go in. And so you need to revise your target market and just shift it over just a little bit, and that can make a world of difference. Now, the last thing I want to talk about are the 4 types of characteristics that are important when identifying your target market. And this is geographic, which is where are they? Where are they in the world? Are they in Africa? Are they in Asia? Are they in America? Demographic is who are they? Are they women? Are they men? What's the age range? What's their educational level? Then you've got psychographic, which is why are they? Why are they here? Why are they buying? Why are they interested in my service? What are their interests, their beliefs, their understanding, their cultural things that they love to do that they get really excited about, their after school activities, those types of things. What are those things that they just absolutely enjoy, their hobbies? And honestly, this is most of the piece of the pie that you really need to focus in on, especially on social media. And then the 4th one is your behavior. And this is how are they? How are they buying? Are they buying after you do a speaking engagement? Are they buying online? Are they buying from a webinar? Are they buying quickly with urgency and they're swiping their card? Or are they buying after you've spent a whole week with them in a challenge group or a whole hour with them on a discovery call? You really want to know their behaviors to buy so that you could be facilitating whatever they are comfortable with. You want to meet your target market where they are. So those 4 again were geographic, demographic, psychographic, and behavioral. And if you can nail all 4 of those, you're going to be in the right place at the right time in front of the right people, and they will join your program. So make sure you get really, really clear on your target market, and everything else will flow easily from there. Hope this helps, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to the Marketing Tips with Meliss podcast at www.marketingtipswithmeliss.com.
Oh, wait, before you go, I've got a super special invitation for you, so listen up. Join thousands of spiritual women, entrepreneurs, coaches, healers, and business owners in a cozy community to learn effective and aligned strategies to grow and scale your business through organic marketing and so much more. And for a limited time, when you join my free community, you will also get a free copy of my book, Abundance of Aligned Clients and Consistent Income. Join the Spiritual Women Entrepreneurs community at spiritualwomenentrepreneurs.com to claim all your free gifts. See you on the inside.